Why and Moody? You hoe. West Coast. Real ones build. They don't borrow. Why you chasing everybody else's shine? Why you always trying to claim what's mine? Real ones grind. Fake ones borrow. You can't steal respect.
What up, like that?
You gotta earn tomorrow. Hey. Why and Moody? You hoe. The block taught me hustle, never taught me take. Real G's build a lane, they don't ride a fake. Stand on your own, let your own name ring. Quit reaching for another man's crown, build your own king. You want the spotlight, go make your own stage. Quit living in somebody else's page. Every day's work, every night's grind. Respect ain't stolen, respect take time. Hey, why and Moody? You hoe. Quit jacking the spotlight. Go build your own. Real ones stand tall. On the work they own. Bass keep knocking. City lights glow. West Coast code. Everybody know. Blueprint different. I'm playing for keeps. You counting shortcuts. I'm stacking receipts. Every move planned. Every play legit. No borrow victories. I'm proud of my own grit. Street rules simple. Stand on your feet. Never need another soul to make your name complete. This chess, not checkers. Boss moves only. Build your own empire. Never live off another homie. Build your own lane. Let the whole block know. Real respect, bro. It don't get stole. West Coast forever. Heavy bass, let's ride. Real ones leave a legacy with nothing left to hide. Yeah. Give me love. They said, oh my Lord, it's give me love.
Okay, I'm good on that. Like, yeah, hold on, let's start this shit. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be televised.
What is in your life's blueprint?
What's up? This girl said not going live on YouTube too. I am live on YouTube. I'm not live on that channel that has a lot of negative energy and bad stuff attached to it. I'm not dealing with that, okay? Real people in power positions don't explain themselves and don't go back and forth and argue with people. And so I'm taking a detox, okay? If you find me on YouTube, you find me. If not, it's going to grow and do its thing organically. I'm on a channel on YouTube that has gotten over 400,000 views through the shorts feed and is IRL, hint, hint. So yeah, what's up with you? I'm not, the other channel is Not POV IRL, okay? Not POV IRL, newly monetized channel. It's completely away from other people's algorithm. Also, I have unfollowed everybody that's connected to a certain sector. Doesn't mean that I have an issue with them. It's just, I don't want to be in the middle of that. I'm not going to be explaining myself or none of that shit. The only reason I'm explaining myself right now is because you asked. I am on YouTube, but I'm not dealing with negative shit. I'm not. Like, somebody gotta go. And also, I filed the restraining order, and I'm not gonna speak on that. I'm gonna let the court do its thing. What's up, Aunt Deb? Thank you so much for being on the 205 stream streak, man. I greatly appreciate you, Aunt Deb. Dale been my supporter through thick and thin. Thank you for not jumping in the middle of other things and taking sides and so forth. And I will always value the people that put me and you into each other's life in real life. Dead ass, okay? Thank you. Yes, girl. Yes, girl. Yes, girl. Yes. Is that like yes, honey? Yes. Is that where you're getting that name from? So yeah, fuck with your boy. Fuck with your boy. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. What's up, Safari Blue? Yes, what's up, everybody? Again, because I've been praying not to respond to negativity and praying to remove myself away from that. Once I feel like I have cleansed myself and me and my supporters are on a clean, clear trajectory to where we're not even paying attention to bullshit, that's when I will incorporate and bring moderators and so forth into play. And my name is pronounced Yas Girl, like the Most High. Yah. Oh, Yas Girl. Yas Girl. Okay, Yas Girl. Like Yahweh. Did you go to kick for Chrisean? Your ass did go to kick for Chrisean, Miss Yahweh. We actually gonna be talking about her here in this video too. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Let's get through this docket because I do got a party to go to in a couple of hours. So let's get right into it. First up, okay, for those of you who know this IRL streamer named Clavicular, he is the guy that is like a model. He's a streamer. His girlfriend just outed him for having a 3-inch ring. And I don't understand, like, how you gonna be this big IRL streamer and your mans and your security guards are not helping you out. So he actually damn near got choked out. And this friend of his pretended like he really wanted to help him, but honestly, it was just acting in front of the camera, because if somebody's choking my motherfucking man out, you getting knocked out, you getting kicked, spit on, everything, like dead ass, nigga. If this is my friend and my friend is going through something, we going through it together. So I wouldn't call this dude a friend. Even if he's a friend, I'd be like, okay, you got to go over here. You this type of friend. You not my A1 day one. I don't feel safe around you because a nigga could have killed me while you sitting up there hooping and hollering and putting on this show in front of the camera. And while the cameraman is still recording, I mean, I can get why the cameraman is recording because it's a clip moment, and then on top of that, like anything could happen and you want the camera to keep recording, but damn, like hell no, look at this.
Citizen arrest! You're under citizen arrest! You're under citizen arrest!
Under a citizen's arrest, which means that these people don't have no legal authority to apprehend and detain these individuals to the extent to where it may or may not be protected by the law. A citizen's arrest means that somebody committed a crime in your presence and they holding you there until the police get there. The police then determine if you have done something that deems it necessary for you to be arrested. Nigga, a citizen's arrest is just a backdoor way for a motherfucker to touch somebody and harass people. Hell no. Me and my nigga would have been out there brawling. So, Clavicular, you need real people around you. This dude's a bitch. He letting this one dude push him back like he's going along with the flow. And even when he break away from him and get close to this dude, I would have kicked this nigga all in his face. Look at this.
Yo, you good?
You can't just citizen. Tú no puedes hacer un citizen arrest de esta manera.
And they, are you crazy? That nigga, what? Y'all nigga would have been dropped by my mans. Is you crazy? Like, how can you be this close to him? Use them feet. Like, this angers me. Almost like how y'all know when the shit happened to George Floyd and all them niggas was around. I'm like, man, you don't kick this officer in his face to get him up off of that nigga. Take one for the team. You got to go to jail. That's cool. At least you saved a life or something like that. This dude is choking your mans. And the only thing that you can do is sit up there and grab your glasses and look pretty or what. Like, what the fuck is going on here, man? This is something.
Hey, get me the officer!
Nah.
No puedes hacer un citizen arrest de esa manera.
Kick him. Kick that fool in his face.
Quítate de ahí.
Nah.
No, que se quite él.
Nah.
Me está acosando. O sea, eres un influencer, me está acosando. La ley está contra él.
Mind you, Clavicular is connected to Donald Trump, and most of his audience are conservative MAGA people. Kick this fool, nigga. You go to jail, your man's gonna get you off. Your audience gonna support you. You been to jail for shooting alligators and shit. Why you scared to go to jail for assault or self-defense? You saying this dude said he committed a crime, so a citizen arrest, and your man's is like, you're assaulting my man, nigga. So we both gonna go to jail.
You can't just fucking me está acusando a mí.
Hey, officer!
Yo, officer, el officer no está aquí. Look him up. No. Aléjate.
Kick this fool in his face, bro.
No puedes hacer eso.
Ey, que venga la policía y lo diga.
Estoy yo que va a ser peor si
Ey,
te
está
metes
bien,
eso.
está
Look at this man out. Look.
Hey, get me the fucking
The
officer!
officer's not here because he didn't make a crime, you fucking retard bald fuck. So you bald fuck.
Why are you talking to this dude?
He's not fucking here.
You crazy?
He didn't commit a fucking crime, you retard. He's not tiene él encima, boludo, me. Te
Bro,
cago
you
en tu
soft as
puta
hell.
madre. Te cago en tu puta madre. Ni citizen arrest, ni
Make sure you guys
hostias.
film
Quítate de encima.
Nah.
Quítate de encima. Quítate de encima.
Nah.
Maricón. La policía
Soft
no
as
está
hell,
aquí
nigga.
porque le han acusado.
Where's the
a él.
security? I should have been dead that. Nigga, punch this nigga in his head.
Quítate.
Are you crazy?
Quítate de él. Quítate de él. Get the fuck off of him. You piece of shit. Get the fuck off of my fucking. Get the fuck off of him.
What?
Piece of shit.
Look, bro, he kicking you. He punching you. Why you ain't doing the same thing?
You're under fucking citizen's arrest. All right. You're under citizen's arrest. You're under citizen's arrest. For fucking tackling. Someone.
As big as you are, nah, you in a chokehold,
You're
bro.
under citizen's arrest now.
Man, this is hard to look at.
You're under citizen's arrest.
How you doing? You look almost
No, no, it's
Hey, where's the officer?
Nah.
Hazla ahora, ven. Métete ahora, ven. Que está la policía, métete ahora.
Métete ahora tú.
Métete ahora. Ven.
Nah. Bro, get off of him. The police there.
Don't grab my fucking neck. Jesus Christ. I don't give a wanna press charges on both of you. This is how you do it. Yes.
Press charges, nigga. Me and my nigga. Yo, get off the dude. The police is there. You're not the law. Get off of him. Man, this is crazy.
Stay on the ground. Stay on the ground. Stay on the ground.
And that nigga old too wild to beat the shit
You
out
want
of
this
him.
as arrest, right? Fuiste tú. Fuiste tú, ¿verdad?
Over there, he punched him in the face.
Yeah. Why did he
What's
punch
up,
you?
Never Clips?
How's the situation? Why are you assaulting me? I'm out to report you.
Officer,
It's my right to
please
report
detain
you.
him.
You're drunk on your job. Estás borracho en tu trabajo.
Yeah.
Sorry, brother.
Just sit down. Just sit
Detain
down.
him.
Let's get to the bottom. Let's get to the bottom.
That couldn't have been LA.
He fixed you on the software.
No entiendo, no. Ahora es que vienen la gente, ¿no? Sí, 500 años diciendo la policía y aquí nadie venía.
Hell no. And then you put him in the car for what?
Call 911. Llama al 911. Llama al 911. Call 911. Call 911.
Este golpeó. Este golpeó.
Oh, that's not the police? Yo, his friend's a pussy, bro. That ass. You need better friends around you. And you need a security. As big of a screamer he is, where's your security, nigga? And you with a bitch. A beach blonde bitch that's worried about being pretty, just like you. Nah. It's crazy. I'm about to see that he actually get arrested. Because ain't no fucking way in hell Yeah, social media influencer was arrested in March. Duh. I mean, that's March. But I'm talking about, was he arrested for what happened? Like, nigga, you let somebody choke your mans out for the free and you ain't did nothing about it. Nigga, my shoe print would have been in his forehead. It's dangerous out there for these IRL streamers, man. Gotta have security. You gotta have niggas that got your back. Dead ass. What y'all think in the comment section below? What's up, Aunt Dale? What y'all think, man? Old man would have been eating concrete, my nigga. Like your teeth, your teeth would have been gone, bitch, by my boot or by my goddamn feet stomping you. Like, dead ass. Like, hell no, man. You can't be hanging out with no soft ass niggas if you IRL streaming. I wouldn't do it. Anyways, moving on. You guys know that I really, really like following LIV. LIV is like MVB, most valuable beer from Streamer University, and now she's IRL streaming. She went up. Looked like she about to go out and play some golf in Miami. Let's see what she's doing. But most importantly, last night,
he said he liked being in the back of the.
You know, last night, SuburbBaby was around and she was in bed with him at the hotel room. The nigga got up trolling and still didn't cut and then went right back to Houston. So from Streaming University, 5 days around this chick, flying out to Miami and thinking you checking and regulating DDG and being the done because LIV is hanging out with them. She leave with you. She go to the hotel with you. You're in a bed with her. She's down to do an IRL streaming collaboration in the bed with you. And you just fuck it up. Put on mask and back to horse playing and stuff. I firmly think that SuburbBaby is actually gay. That's just my own thoughts.
Chill, gang. Man, we can't talk to LIV like that, bro. Chill, gang. Man, we can't talk to LIV like that, brother. Come on.
No, listen, brother. You think I'm finna choose a broad over my nigga, man? I'm telling you right now, we are already gone. We're outside of ass you, nigga. Leave that disrespect and ass you, my nigga. You are the MVP, my nigga. You are the MVP. I got a new set of bras that's ready to motherfucking get some of that suburb motherfucking meat, nigga. Is you in or out, nigga?
Can I go in?
Wow. Nigga, like, SuburbBaby that met LIV at Streaming University would have never asked, can I go with him? He'd have been like, bitch, I'm doing what I need to do. Bam, I don't care what you're talking about. And that's what actually attracted her, like that low-key thug, that gangster. Mind you, LIV, obviously she's drop dead gorgeous. I don't know why she exposed and told the whole world that she had a nose job, because now a lot of black women, especially dark-skinned black women, are going to be calling her a colorist and anti-black and so forth. But mind you, she is from the Bahamas. And her being from the Bahamas, y'all got to understand that, nigga, she grew up with ugly ass niggas like Suburban. She grew up looking at niggas like that every single day of her life. This is why she's attracted to him. And now he got money he's put on. He still don't understand that, hey, you actually got a shot at this chick, bro. You got a shot at this chick. As much clout you got, you keep on taking all your talent and all your skills revolved around this relationship with her. Nigga, you gonna count yourself out. And I feel like because he's continuously making her the principal thrust of his action, his movement, his content, people are going to expect this relationship to move and go forward. Now, it's called shipping content when your platform is based around a relationship. And oftentimes, the girl always takes the L. For instance, look at India Love. Everybody call her a thought, a O, and all this other stuff because she did shipping content with DDG and other niggas too. So LIV's attraction right now is based upon shipping content. And she trying to figure out how to maneuver this and make this about me instead of about LIV and SuburbBaby. And so with the way SuburbBaby is moving, I think it'll be strategic for LIV to just look at his actions.
I really appreciate that. You know, more than you know, for real.
I want you to know, when women are not around, every man except me calls women hoes.
Nigga, you call women hoes, you call them bitches, you do all this other stuff. So he's always on content and ain't on nothing real. And she keep throwing it at him. She keeps showing signs.
Why do you have 2 beds? One for me, one for Liv.
Yuck.
Huh?
Say Olivia and Jacob sitting in the tree.
Liv and Suburb sitting in the tree.
K-I-S-S-I-A-G.
Liv and Suburb.
So people were confused saying, she said yuck to the idea of, you know, them kissing in the tree, but she actually went along with it. Or was she saying yuck with the idea that there's 2 beds and one for him and one for her? People are saying that she's playing him in his face. If she's playing him in his face, my nigga, she should have and could have already stopped this shit. She could have already stopped it. Streaming University is over. She's connected to Ben the Dunn, the DDG. She's trying to get to Drake. That's what she's trying to do. But I know somebody way better than her that was just at the Windsor with Drake and his team and hanging out with Jay-Z and Beyonce them. So she's not going to get there. These streaming boys are going to, and they want to, you know, thought her around and carry her around and treat her basically the same way the shit happened with India Love. So this right here.
Don't search the room. Okay, don't run out. No. I do not want to get wet.
No, fuck that. Fuck.
Did you bathe today?
Fuck that.
Go take a shower first. Man, don't do that, man.
Fuck.
Okay, bring my...
See what I'm saying? She in the bed.
Do not. Okay,
now this nigga back to horse playing, bro.
Go home, bro. This is about to be such a good segment.
She said, why do you want me to go home, bro? You already went to Benedon Penthouse, the highest building in Miami. Got her to come back to the hotel with you. She's chilling. She's down to collaborate. And she's like, yo, what are you doing? Do you want me to go home? She kept on saying and insinuating, hey, if you don't cut the act, if you don't be real, you don't stop your little shenanigans, SuburbBaby, I'm going to go home. I'm going to remove myself away from you. So this was his last night in Miami, and she lives in Miami, and she's down to collaborate. So who's fumbling this relationship?
Don't search the room. Okay, don't run out. No. I do not want to get wet.
No, fuck that. Fuck.
Did you bathe today?
Fuck that.
Go take a shower first. Man, don't do that, man.
Fuck.
Okay, bring my... Do not. Okay, why do you want me to go home, bro? This is about to be such a good segment.
Fuck that.
Like, what?
Yo.
Yeah.
Hey, she got me fucked up.
Okay, please stop. Go. I don't want that Suburb to come out right now. I want Jacob. Bring Jacob back, please. I don't want Suburbs.
Fuck it, yeah. Shit.
I mean, listen, it's funny as hell. It's funny as hell, but at the same time, you fumbling a relationship or what you want everybody to believe is real. Like, dead ass, nigga. I actually think SuburbBaby is gay. And it's okay if you're gay, just live in your truth. Like, I even think she'll still give him some pussy because he's MVP. Like, dead ass. And now she's out here playing golf, doing different things, collaborating with different people, and SuburbBaby is nowhere to be found. So I like that she's choosing a lane for herself. Her fucking camera is off, bro. She's choosing a lane for herself. But she needs to separate herself from him. Otherwise, her chat is gonna be calling her thoughts and say that she's flirting with all these other different people when she just collaborated and was actually interested in this nigga. So if they do, and when they do fall out, based on what I'm seeing, I don't think she will suffer the Indian love effect to where people are gonna attack her and call her a O and etc. So anyways, it's a playing golf right now.
Damn.
With another bad bitch.
Okay.
Get a ball. Here, let me see.
No,
This
I
nigga
don't.
right here.
This.
That ass playing golf is definitely a great IRL sport.
All right. I give a little shake, shake, shake. And
no.
Okay, wait, y'all. I just had to test the grass. I had to make sure it was good. Okay, ready?
Like, why is your camera so bad?
It's running.
Okay. Do I just leave it there?
You know, you take it out.
absolutely not broken.
Okay.
And I just like put it in my hair. I just really.
Girl.
Did she actually?
Not around here, partner.
That's badass.
Okay.
Okay. Now y'all in the water, so we gotta. You just hit one down there. We'll take a drop over there.
I need to do it again?
What else you come here to do?
We should just take a drop. We're not gonna do all that again.
So we're going to the next one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Okay.
Shot number 2 or 3.
Come on, y'all. You got my phone, right?
Yeah, all the good shit.
Sorry. Hey, they trying to get clip. Oh, we have to go to this one next. Bro, Loki, I would never golf again. This shit boring as shit, bro.
Damn.
It's okay though, y'all. I'm about to turn this bitch up.
I think we'll just take a drop up there. Go like farther down.
Yeah, cause this is the same. I need no water. Water in sight. Can you get all my angles, please, baby? Always like here. Well, no, I look cute from any. Oh yeah, I was cute there too.
But I'll film you out here.
Hey man, at the end of the day, I really love the fact that she is separating herself strategically and she's being very nice about it. But nigga, even if she wanted SuburbBaby, he has absolutely fumbled it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna show you a clip where even DDG recognized the fumble. Many people suspect that Benadun been knocking her down because, you know, she actually knew DDG and Benadun and all of them, baby, a long time before she even got into Streaming University. So everybody that auditioned for Streaming University that's not known and shit, bro, check this out.
But every time
that shit was not organic. One second. Let me show y'all this one.
Move. How do you? What the? Come here. Nigga, look at this fucking thumbnail.
That ain't me.
That's the fuck it is.
What the fuck?
That is literally her.
How do you know it's me? That looks like AI to me.
Stop. Man, who's this? What? Right here.
Man, this is not AI, bro.
In this thumbnail.
I can't tell, bro.
Yeah. Then that's her.
No, the thing is, bro.
Look at her.
I don't know how they do those thumbnails, but it could be anything, bro.
Yeah, facts. And I would never even do that.
Yeah, that's an AI thumbnail. Let me get to this part right here.
But every time I see you streaming, so I can't really talk to you how I want to talk to you.
Every time you see me, I'm trying to get bigger.
I be trying to tell them this so much.
What?
So I be trying to tell you this. Like, everybody wants to get to know
Man,
you.
kiss right now, man. Nobody trying to hear that shit. Wow, she looked up.
Let somebody do his thing, not for real. Let me do my thing.
Come here.
What's up?
When I said that, she looked up at you.
She don't want to kiss my ugly ass, nigga.
Bro, that's your problem, bro. You have money. But every time I see you streaming, so I can't really talk to you how I want to talk to you.
Every time you see me, I'm trying to get bigger.
I be trying to tell them this so much.
What?
So I be trying to tell you this. Like, everybody wants to get to know you.
That's what I'm saying. The girl is telling you, stop the act, cut that. Who are you? You don't have to be a class clown all the fucking time. You played that role, and that's how you got her. How you gonna keep her? I mean, nigga, if you're a bitch ass, crybaby ass, sensitive, soft ass nigga behind closed doors, more than likely she probably already know that. Dead ass, you know. And last night when he ended his stream, after she left his hotel room, I'm like, well, okay, he's gonna go behind her and probably spend time with her off the camera, and they're gonna wake up together or some shit like that, nigga. This girl went back to her place and went live in her bed, and your ass didn't do nothing, nigga. Like, dead ass. So SuburbBaby, all the clout and thunder that he has, he's gonna fucking lose it, chasing behind this girl who he's too scared to confront, nigga. Dead ass. Nigga, if you feel like you can't get it up or whatever, or need to practice or something, go get a fat bitch.
Nah, man, nobody trying to hear that shit. Wow, she looked up.
Let somebody do his thing, not for real. Let me do my thing.
Come here.
What's up?
When I said that, she looked up at you.
She don't want to kiss my ugly ass, nigga.
Bro,
This nigga's tripping. That bitch don't give a fuck how you look. She already chose you. She already goddamn chose you, nigga. And that's why you keep fumbling, bro. So y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel. Again, like, I would hate to see the shipping content curse affect Liv when it looked like she was actually into him. At least she played her role. But then again, you know, it might come out that DDG and Benadon done been smashed her a while ago before she even got to Streaming University. As a matter of fact, that's probably how she even got into Streaming University. Because mind you, so many people that signed up and submitted applications for Streaming University are people that's been streaming for a very long time and needed that boost. Liv came, didn't know what was going on, but she was seasoned to know the terminology, but didn't have a cameraman, didn't have no followers, started streaming 3 weeks ago, a week before Streaming University. So that was a favor. That definitely was a favor. Everybody a part of Streaming University, including SuburbBaby, was a part of it, not based upon just talent. It was based upon they all had a connection to Kai Cenat, whether it was a direct connection or a second degree connection, bro. That shit was not organic. So, you know, Streaming University 2026 is supposed to take place in Europe. And he said he don't care if you're from America and you're auditioning. And what we seen this year, was that so many aspiring streamers auditioned, and it became a clip for him to get Kai Cenat's name back out there because he wasn't streaming. He wasn't doing no work for 9 months, claiming that he was going to be an actor and on this spiritual journey and quit. And then all of a sudden, everybody who auditioned, including the big streamers, put him back in the algorithm and back in the news, when at the end of the day, you're not as good as the last job that you did. So Kai actually used a lot of people. Nigga, that nigga, big clout chaser off of others. So I don't think people are going to be reluctant to wanting to audition for Streaming University 2026. Number one, because it's held in Europe. And number two, because of how this Streaming University, the cast actually got in there and how it was not organic for each and every one of these people. And then on top of that, how Kai Cenat actually said people from class 25 and class 26 will have an opportunity to come back to Streaming University 2027 over in Europe, bro. Like that's a play. I personally would not be attending no auditions. I probably would submit a tape. I mean, Liv didn't attend an audition. She submitted a tape. Other people got into Streaming University without attending the audition. So you never know. Me personally, I think that a lot of people wasted their time. A lot of people put their hope and aspiration into Kai Cenat. But at the end of the day, what I see from Streaming University and from what I see in totality with the IRL content creators, you got to have a team of people. And a part of that team has to be mitigating relationships with other IRL streamers in order to keep it going. So it's kind of like a social club with the IRL streamers. And thankfully, I know a couple of people. And when I do what I do, I'm going to just pop out there and see. Either way, nigga, if I have to build myself up and do something outside of these niggas, I feel like I can dominate IRL streaming. Dead ass, you know, without tricking, without doing all these things that are so extravagant and fumbling money and bags. I don't have to do that shit, bro. Dead ass, nigga. And shout out to my supporters that rock with me regardless, nigga. We're going IRL. Definitely. Just stay tuned. Look out for it. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. And make sure y'all share and clip my content when I do go IRL as well. What's up, Andrew Taylor? I greatly appreciate you for being here, everybody. What's up, Dark Child? What is up? What is up with each and every one of y'all? Shout out Never Clips Zero. Shout out you, somebody new over there on YouTube. You definitely seen them clips, man. We ran a whole clip for him out of this shit, nigga, and did a great job doing it. Moving on. Chrisean Rock. So Chrisean Rock is answering questions about her son's hernia. Mind you, Chrisean Jr. was born with a hernia, and he was supposed to go in for follow-up appointments to get it taken care of. Many people speculate that Chrisean Rock has not done anything to help her disabled child, to the extent that we seen her have a goddamn scroller hooked up to the ceiling so that he can stand up and try to walk. Then a week later, we see her pulling him, and it sounds like his club feet are scraping the ground. So she's not really doing anything as far as getting a professional to help Chrisean Jr. And I also remember her saying that she was going to be live streaming Chrisean Jr.'s progress, dealing with his complications, which involves a hernia, a club foot. Chastity, her own sister, went out to the streets of Baltimore and said that Junior was blind. Many people have speculated so many things about Chrisean Jr., man. Chrisean Jr. is the most talked about, yet the most neglected child on the internet. He's the hood version of Blue Ivy. That's what people are saying. She keep rolling up on Blueface, telling Blueface that he must claim Junior as his child if everything want to be smooth and worked over, despite the fact that Blueface has put out narratives and DNA tests have been conducted proving that Chrisean Jr. is not his child. And I believe it's Runny Doe child. But anyways, here's her talking about Chrisean Jr.
Everybody that keep talking about Save Junior and all this other stuff, or like, when is he gonna get help? What are y'all talking about? He's getting help. What are you talking about? He's in therapy. I just don't document it on live or exploit my baby like that. Like, y'all getting on my nerves with that part. And it's like, not like that, but y'all know how many times CPS had to come in and close the case because I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do? That's the other thing, bro. Like, what the heck? I'm not hard to find. Yeah, for real. Yeah, but y'all keep like planting those weird seeds, sending people to me. All I'm gonna do is just write y'all information down and press charges, because when y'all falsely report me, yeah, it's dumb. Everybody keeps saying the same thing. Like y'all keep talking about a baby that's not yours. My son is okay. Yeah. Everybody then y'all keep saying about his hernia. His hernia was been fixed. What the heck? You can see his penis now. What the heck? It's just, sorry I had to see it the way I seen it, because my child father was mad that I was with the next nigga or something. I don't. And then y'all keep saying.
So someone wrote a long dissertation, and let me break this down. Saving Junior Part 4, Save Junior hashtag. I'm no longer going to be quiet. This page exists because Junior deserves a voice. This video is not about judgment. It is about awareness. It is about a child who cannot advocate for himself and whose body is communicating in ways we cannot ignore. Look closely. The club feet, check. The struggles with swallowing, check. The feeding challenges, check. The blindness and vision concerns, check. The biting, the hitting, the posture, the repetitive rigid movements, the difficulty with communication, all of that is check. And I personally wanted this not to be true. Even down to the food. Chrisean Rock went live in her kitchen and showed everything she eat, but ain't have no food for Junior. And say that he drinks Ensure because he can't swallow solid foods. He can't chew anything, or else it's going to hurt his stool. It's going to hurt his hernia and everything that's, going on with him internally. A child who is not eating solids, a child who is not speaking, a child who cannot tell us what hurts, what scares him, or what he needs. The moments people see as cute or just him smiling deserves a deeper look. A smile does not always tell the whole story. Children communicate in many ways, and Junior's signals deserve to be understood. He startles, he struggles, he needs support. This is not about attacking anyone. This is about asking the question that matters the most. Who is advocating for Junior? I think that is a great point of view. However, if she's live saying that CPS keep closing the case, then that tells you that the authorities find something sufficiently effective in her parenting. Now, I will say that Junior definitely was born with complications that she herself has admitted to. Many people speculate that because Chrisean Rock did in fact drink and party, pop Molly, do everything that you're not supposed to do while she was pregnant with Junior, that she should not have left the hospital with Chrisean Jr. And that brings me to the actual person that people need to look at and go out there, which is Sean Malone. Sean Malone is Chrisean Rock's alleged biological father, her into Tasiki. Sean Malone is a politician who he's a lawyer who has worked with politicians in all three branches of government. And his wife, Lisa Malone, prides herself on being the first black-owned law firm in Anne Arundel County in Baltimore. And Ronnie Doe was unalived in Anne Arundel County, and there's not been any justice for him. Police act like they're doing a solid job to figure it out. But at the end of the day, if Chrisean Rock is connected to Sean Malone, which she is, there's factual evidence to show that. He was in the birthing center. Then he would have a lot of pull with the police and local authorities. So we have seen this type of plays happen when authority figures do not conduct proper investigations and allow egregious thing to happen to our youth. We've seen that in the Carmelo Anthony case. We've seen that in the Nolan Wells case. And now we're seeing it over and over again every single day as to why there's no substantial justice for Junior, because of who Chrisean Rock know and is connected to. Sean Malone has authority. He has influence over the CPS department, over the police, over the court systems. This is why her probation was moved from Oklahoma all the way to Baltimore. 4 years probation turned into 4 months probation because her probation officer was a black woman connected to Lisa Malone and Sean Malone. So Chrisean Rock is definitely deep into some shit. Okay, she was already popping on Instagram, had a Fashion Nova deal and stuff before Zeus Network, before she moved to LA. There's pictures of Sean and Lisa hanging out with Pharrell and other people in the music industry. So Chrisean has always been connected. She's just utilizing them for her own self-gains. I have never seen somebody be able to change careers and trajectories and push different narratives more than they've been able to change their own underwear. She changed her career the same way she changed her men. Every other day. 1 minute she want to box, and now she's hanging out with the boxing commissioner of Baltimore. One day she want to play football. One day she want to do everything that all of us siblings have done or have aspired to do, and she want to do it better than them because she's a nasty, narcissistic type of individual. And just imagine you're a narcissist. You party, drunk, smoke, pop Molly, and all this other stuff when you was pregnant with your child. And then you don't want to take responsibility for it, and you want to hate on the internet because we're talking about your antics of what you did to your own child during conception that the entire world saw. Ain't nobody delusional but the Rockheads. And I guess this is why the older Junior get, the more I feel like he's in danger. It's going to come a point in time to where she no longer want to carry him and have to put him down and walk for himself. She cannot continue to maintain this lie that he knows how to walk when he's crawling and scooting around the place. She even tried to drown that baby in a pool. Chrisean Rock is insane. Ronnie Doe came to me on my platform and specifically told me that Chrisean Rock has marked limitations. Her mother was on live stream with her about 2 weeks ago, talking about an SSI check. Chrisean Rock has been Baker Acted, put into mental health facilities even before she got 18. So before Chrisean Rock come out here and tell the truth about what's going on with Chrisean Jr., I firmly believe she will take him out and be found not guilty by reasons of insanity. And even then, I feel like people that are found not guilty by reasons of insanity should be committed to permanent mental health facilities and off the streets before they have another, breakdown. But somebody said, look up Tom Pearl. Who is Tom Pearl? Give me 1 second. Let me look this person up. It better be somebody connected to Chrisean Rock. Tom Pearl. Ex-offender and creditor in Florida. What does he have to do with any of this? Is he hanging around Chrisean or something? Let me know. Let me know if Chrisean got Tom Pearl, a white man around her, hanging around her minor child that's disabled, and that she throw off on anybody. Now, that is a reason to call CPS and to do something. I personally will call them live if Tom Pearl, that registered creditor down in Florida, is watching Junior while she's out partying, living like it's hot girl summer. Yeah, he is. Did you look at the link? I mean, but who is he? Like, who is he? Is he hanging out with Chrisean? Like, why is Tom Pearl so important? Old ass white man. That's a creditor. Like, a lot of them. He got caught for it. A lot of them don't get caught. Thankfully, he got caught. So, Tom Patrick Pearl is on supervised probation. White male, 5'9", 198 pounds. Last reported address in Georgia. Federal, Florida. So he's registered in his last address in Georgia. So no matter where he go, he always gonna have to register. Oh, that's a different dude. Her own paternity is debated, and now her child's an obvious. I'm just gonna Google Tom Pearl Chrisean Rock. And this white man keep on coming up. Why don't you do me a favor? You see the phone number on the screen right here, the 818-856-4637. Text me whatever you need me to. So you said, yeah, press the second link. Okay, give me 1 second. This link right here. No, that's Tommy Lee. Let me see. Tom Pearl. Okay, I usually don't do this, but what are you telling me to look at? What are you telling me to look at? You're going to have to text that to me, because when I do stuff like this, I like to be thorough about what I'm talking about at the very least. Or, you know, if I had more time, then I can like take my time out to bust it out. And if you would respond a lot sooner, then we will figure it out. But anybody in the chat, in the comment section, let me know how Tom Pearl is connected to Chrisean Rock and which one is it. All right, we got to move on. This one? Is this what you're talking about?
The street is that there's this new dirty guy that everybody's glazing as if I'm not the GOAT, Mr. Pisser. I'm the fucking GOAT. I invented a nuke out of piss. I'm the real genius. Eating poop, drinking pee, all this stuff is just nuanced, low IQ stuff. Like
Yeah. You're gonna have to hit me up about that, because I don't know what you're talking about, and I'm just not in the mood to do a deep dive. I actually got to get going pretty soon. But anyways, I wanted to take a quick look at this Nick Fuentes and Hunter Biden interview that people are talking about, and I'm gonna speed it up.
Has been our greatest strength. Diversity has been our greatest strength. White people do feel like we are being boxed out. A 26-year-old white kid doesn't feel like he has access because he's been canceled, and the problem is black people. You didn't say the problem is black people. Well, you just did, Nick. You just said the problem is crime, and we know who's doing the crime in Chicago. Do you get what I'm saying? Yes. About the Holocaust things? Oh. About that. We get to say whatever we want on the internet. We get to deny the Holocaust. As far as Jews are concerned in general, I think that everybody in the country should be treated with dignity and respect and have their civil rights. Like, what do you think about somebody like Mamdani? Personally, I don't like him. Like, for example, on 4th of July, when he takes the opportunity to sit there with, let's be honest, not a single white person. What about fucking Donald Trump? There's no ideological core to Donald Trump. No, I agree with you. Don Jr. got the largest loan ever given by the Department of Defense. Vance owes his entire political career to Peter Thiel. Whichever firm is the one to develop ASI, that could confer dictatorial-like powers upon the CEO of that company. Everything that we think about the way in which we exist in the world completely changes. Increasingly, with Uber, Airbnb, banking apps, you can't live your life without the tech platform. Everything that AI is built on is ours. That's what they're stealing from us. I want to find common ground of how much of a shithead Donald Trump is. We can get there, okay?
The kind of first question that I had whenever I caught wind that you wanted to do an interview like this is, why now? What made you want to sit down for this kind of interview?
Well, I think it's an interesting conversation to have all of us here. And, I think it's a moment in our country when there's a lot of realignment. I think that people recognize, especially in the past couple of years, I'm like a non-conventional critic, maybe, of what's happening. And so I think it'll be an interesting, productive conversation. I think it'll be different.
But I mean, specifically, because we kind of share a publicist, I heard that you wanted to kind of Okay. we have a publicist that you hit up, and you said that you wanted to talk to someone who would give you kind of a fair shot to like clear up some things and maybe some misconceptions about you and the things you believe.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. I think that, you know, I'm somebody who I think like you, actually, maybe we have this in common, is kind of pigeonholed in a certain way for things that we've done in the past or things that we've said.
I'm a crackhead.
But I'm racist, right?
I got pigeonholed there. Mine is true. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, mine's a little true. Maybe a little, no. But yeah, so I think it'd be good to clear up some of the misrepresentations and put out something accurate.
So what do you think is the most misrepresented thing about you?
Well, I think really the whole image everybody has about me. You know, when you mentioned me, I think on a recent show, you said you want to ask me, why are you a Nazi?
Yeah.
And that's how everybody knows me. Everybody thinks of me as a white supremacist Nazi, and I don't think that's really true at all. I think that we definitely have different values. I mean, you're more from the left, I'm more from the right, but I don't think I'm a hater. I'm not a hateful person.
It is Heil Hitler Friday. Heil Hitler, all my niggas Nazis.
Hitler was very fucking cool.
Yes, I do.
One of them.
And I'm tired of pretending he's not.
So what's the thing about, I guess, traditional Nazism that you think you disagree with the most?
Well, it's a non-Christian ideology. So, I mean, look, I believe that race is real, as the Nazis did, but I don't think it utterly defines a person. As a Christian, I think we're all created beings. I do believe there's such a thing as a universal human community. And so I think it's a cruel ideology. I've said this on my show, by the way, but I mean, that would maybe be the fundamental.
Did you always feel that way?
Always, yeah, absolutely.
So even whenever you were younger and stuff?
I did, but you know, you got to recognize times have changed. 10 years ago, we had a totally different political world. The regulation and policing of speech, you know, what you would call wokeness, I think was at an all-time high when I got started as a very young man.
What you would call wokeness?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and I think,
Yeah.
I mean, would you not say there were some excesses maybe in those days?
Yeah, you know, in those days, I wasn't doing too well, so I wasn't paying much attention. Anyway, I would love to hear, and I'm not asking you to like retract everything that you've ever said and all, you know, or anything, but I said that I would love to talk to you because number one, I told you this, is that I think you're really smart. And I think that with that comes in a real responsibility. And you have an audience. And I have a friend whose son is my daughter's age, you know, maybe 28, you know, your age. And he's really smart. And he is a big fan of yours. And so by virtue of the relationship, I got to learn what it is that why he is a fan of yours. And none of it has to do with, I would hope you agree, like really egregious things that you've said in the past about the Holocaust or about, you know.
Did the Jews ever talk about the 100 million whites that died in World War II? Or do they just bitch and moan about the so-called 6 million Jews that died? And so it's just nice to poke holes in it and say, it's not 6 million. 6 million? I don't think so.
And I don't even know, I think I've heard you since kind of rescind a lot of that.
You can see that 6 million Jews died in the Holocaust.
Possibly more. Possibly, you know, we're discovering all the time. So it could maybe even be more than that.
But what he agrees with is kind of the anger about the situation that particularly your generation finds yourself in. I know that to be real. And I think that there, you know, maybe my reasons for recognizing that anger as being legitimate and my targets are different than yours. I just wanted to hear from you. When you say you're canceled by the right in 2016.
Yes.
I almost felt like in preparing to meet you now, is that your reaction to that was to just dig deeper and deeper into kind of the outsider, kind of radical, say anything for the purpose of generating, you know, the attention to build an audience.
Yeah.
Is that true? And it's not an accusation. I really mean it. I want this to be a conversation as much as possible.
I mean, there's certainly some truth to that, but I think that might be overstating it a little bit because I really got canceled by the right and the left.
Yeah.
And back in those days in 2017, you had these far left journalists at Huffington Post, Right Wing Watch, ADL, SPLC, and I really believe they were on a mission to find extremist rhetoric, the white nationalist, neo-Nazi boogeyman, all that kind of stuff. And they would look at someone like myself, 18, and if I was being serious or joking, things taken out of context, they would clip it, post it, and they wanted me to be the villain. And I think they wanted a lot of people to be the villain. I think the left, in a way, kind of created this climate where I think they pushed a lot of people farther to the right.
No, by the way, that very well may be be but you gave him a lot of ammunition.
That's true.
You know, I mean, I hope that some of those things that you said in the past are not things that you believed in and that are you meant just to engender like a really radical kind of response. I mean, is that true or not?
Well, you know, again, I think that back in those days, you could not say anything. In 2017, 2018, cancel culture was so in overdrive. Any joke, any edgelording, anything like that, they would, first of all, there's no sense of humor.
I'm so old. I don't even, what's
okay, well, to break it down for you, so the dawn of wokeness as it's known today, I think was in like the post-Trump era. After Trump won the election in 2016, there was a big movement to deplatform and kind of push away those who, I guess the left feel like had galvanized them into the presidency. So there was this big idea that if you push people off mainstream social media platforms, they would go away. Now we know through Trump's re-election, that's not even true. But at the time, that was the mantra. Problematic viewpoints needed to be silenced, tucked away somewhere, and they would just sort of die in isolation. So I think that was the climate where you first got started, 2017. That time period was like crucial for getting people off mainstream platforms. Is that correct?
Yeah, and I would say that you got to get into the psychology of those days. It felt like anybody that wasn't on board with the most progressive agenda had no options. There was just no alternative. It was going to be progressive, liberal, feminist, BLM, all that kind of stuff. And if you were to the right of John McCain, you're no platformed, censored, banned from all the platforms, you're fired from your job, you're ostracized socially. And I think what happened really in 2021 when Trump got banned from the platforms is it felt like 70 million people got canceled. 70 million people that voted for Trump, or 60, 70 million people. We were all felt like, oh, so if Trump is out of
politics and we're all banned from the platforms, then how is there any redress for our grievances? Do we just have to shut up and get with the program and we're all going to be progressive? And I think that drove people to a far more radical place where people said, well, what really is a solution? We can't talk, we can't express ourselves, we can't participate in the process or run for office. And I was one of the people saying that's exactly what's going to happen. It's going to drive people to extremism. If you don't talk, if people don't feel like they have a seat at the table in enfranchisement, I think then they start exploring options outside the system, outside of the political process, the democratic process. So I think it's self-inflicted in many ways.
So you feel like after the mass deplatforming in 2021, whenever people on the right got pushed to platforms like Parler, Rumble, etc., the lack of discourse and like the political singularity of those platforms created more extremism?
Absolutely, absolutely. Because look, you take Trump off of Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and I predicted this in 21. I said, watch, you're going to see alternative social media rise because some venture capitalist is going to see there's a huge market of 70 million people that are going to follow Trump because Trump has no platforms. And that's exactly what happened. Rumble blew up, Elon bought Twitter. And what happened when you had total free speech on these platforms? Well, Twitter now resembles 4chan. And now, there's no gatekeepers. And I think it did push people in a radical direction. And honestly, people are even blowing past me. Now there's like mainstream normie types that are even blowing past me in terms of how radical they are. People start saying things like, there's no political solution, there's going to be a civil war, we need a revolution. And I think that's because the message from the left was, you're crushed. You have no options, you can't win, there's no alternative. Trump is going to be indicted and charged and can't run. You can't be on Twitter, you can't have a job. And so people started to say, okay, well, we still exist. We're still here. We still have these concerns. What do we do now? And then people start to say, well, we need a revolution. And I'm one of the only people saying, no, we should still engage in the process and talk with each other. And it's not all one-sided. I think there's problems on the left and the right, but I certainly think it takes two to tango.
Okay, so there, we agree. I think that there are problems on the left and the right. And I don't disagree with some of the things that you just said. I guess I just came to a different conclusion that there are some things that people should be deplatformed for. Not that they can't say it where they want to say it, but I think that it's a right of anybody.
Okay, top three things. What do you think?
There's a difference between being able to say that you're proud of your white heritage and also being just flat out racist. I think that there's a difference between saying you're proud of your Christian heritage and the white culture from what you come from and Nazis, or that you adopt the Nazism as a legitimate ideology. I think that there's a difference between saying that you disagree with the United States policy as it relates to Israel and saying that the Holocaust didn't exist.
I was like, Mom, Dad, Hitler was awesome. Hitler was right. And the Holocaust didn't happen. And my parents were like, we cannot believe.
Those would be top three things in my mind. I know that you believe that some people took you out of context. And I do agree. Look, on both the right and the left, there are these gatekeepers, 100%. And look at me, the mainstream press just destroyed me for 7 years without any real kind of reflection about what they were doing. I do think that, some of those things are legitimate reasons to say, we don't want you on our, on our commercial platform. Would you agree with that? I mean, you just said, for instance, people calling for like an armed revolution, like people calling for actual violence. You're opposed to.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm against violence. Yeah. And I do think those are one of the legitimate things that should be taken from the platform. There's a lot of the stuff on social media I don't agree with, but again, what started to happen is there was this like editorial censorship where certain ideas were banned. And it was such a broad brush and also totally opaque and ad hoc. You'd be on YouTube, like I was, for example, they banned me for life and didn't even give me a reason. Not a specific quote, not a specific infraction. And so you don't know what the rules are. You don't know what the process is. They just take you down. And especially now when everything is digital, that's not just the social platforms, it's the other ones like Uber, Airbnb, whatever. It feels like you're being denied almost something like a civil right because the social platforms are the modern public square. Increasingly with Uber, Airbnb, the banking apps, you can't live your life without the tech platforms. And it felt like if you just simply had the wrong opinions or you were the wrong kind of person, you were being deprived of like a basic civil right or being able to participate in society. So, and I think maybe that's an area of collaboration where we recognize maybe it is a civil right to use the digital platforms, but here are the rules. Here's what you can say. Here's what you can't say. Here's the process. Maybe there's a reconciliation mechanism, but I mean, the censorship was just out of control. I don't think anyone disagrees there's a reasonable limit though.
Yeah, no, I guess what I'm saying is that I don't see that as a result of left-wing or right-wing ideology. I view that kind of level of deplatforming. Look, I was debanked. I was debanked before I was ever even charged with anything. I lost every bank account. It took me, 9 months once they, the Trump administration, said that they were starting an investigation into me to be able to actually get a bank account again. Wow. And I don't want to tell you the bank because tomorrow they may debank me again. But my point is that those people are incredibly identifiable. I've been talking and going around and I say things like, I don't think we are nearly as divided as they're telling us we are. Because I do believe that there are an identifiable group of people that are responsible for an enormous amount of the discord and division because they make money off of it. I think that these social media companies that are controlled by 3, 4, 5, individuals have made it clear that they only care about one thing. They only care about how much money they can produce for themselves and, the people that hold stocks in their company. Even to the degree where we know for certain that they're driving teenage girls to the highest levels of suicide by a factor, like exponential factors, directly related to the content that they're being pushed, and they won't do anything about it.
Right.
And so, to the same degree, I think they, a lot of what you call wokeness was maybe an illegitimate, but a financial decision based on a lot of these
corporate psyop, maybe.
Corporate psyop.
Thank you.
I mean, by the way, exactly. You know, I mean,
I just want to back up real quick. So you talked about certain people going too far. About 2.5 months ago, I visited a whites-only community in Hardy, Arkansas. And I don't know why. I guess coming from like a more like left-wing place, I'm from Seattle. I kind of assumed there was like a united front on the right for some reason. So I'm out there, I'm chilling with these dudes. They're like sword fighting, having barbecues. I mean, overall, it was a good time for them. I had a hard time connecting with them because I don't agree with them, but it's all good. I was having fun for a couple days. And then, like right as I was there, I guess you had hit them up on X or something and said like, "Hey, I don't want to associate with you guys." What happened there?
Well, that was really more of a personal disagreement with the guy that founded it.
Yeah.
But I do think it's an interesting project. And it's interesting that got so much pushback, this whites-only community, because you know what? If you go to a lot of these different neighborhoods in major cities, there are ethnic enclaves. And it's not like there's an explicit rule that you have to be a certain ethnicity, but we all know in Chicago and New York and LA, you got certain neighborhoods where it is 80, 90% one ethnicity.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of white people that say, we kind of want something similar. I don't think there's anything.
Well, okay, let's back up. If you want to talk about the histories of New York and Chicago, I feel like that was also a conscious decision that was made like after the Civil Rights Act.
Blacks only. It's in Cabrini Green, where Mayor Daley made everybody that was black live in the Cabrini Green. I mean, it's not. It wasn't by choice. It's not by choice that these ethnic enclaves are 80 or 90%, whatever that ethnicity is. It's because that's the only place in which they had an opportunity to live unbothered, or where they were told that they had to live because of the historical fact that they could not move into other neighborhoods. You could not move into parts of South Chicago without, being stoned.
Right.
Literally, right?
Yeah.
And so, like that. So it's not as if those ethnic enclaves are there by choice. And so that
also ethnic enclaves do exist for like specific variations of different Europeans. Like, there is like places that are chocolate, like South Philly's full of Italians.
There's Little Italy and there's Little Korea.
I think the issue, what I always like, what confused me the most about the whites only community is like, there's just so many different kinds of white people in America. So like to establish a unified white culture with a place so diverse and full of like different regional flavors just kind of felt confusing to me. Because it can mean a different thing depending on what part of the country, what European enclave you originated from. Like we're Irish people from the Philly area. Can you compare that to like, surfers in San Diego or even like, Italian Americans in Staten Island? I don't know, everything just feels so different. So when I got there, I was trying to identify what they meant by white culture. It wasn't really based on shared like cultural practices, but more the exclusion of people who weren't white. So they weren't like stoked on being European necessarily. They were more just like, oh, we're here because those people aren't here. So it just kind of felt more negative than constructive.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm not really involved with that project in particular, but I think that, look, I mean, you talk about the anger that's out there and the frustration. And I think part of the frustration, let's be honest, is that white people do feel like we are being boxed out in major cities in the country. And it feels like, look, there's a little Haiti and there's various ethnic enclaves where you get that local culture and they do their, cultural festivals and that sort of thing. And white people feel like they're being pushed out and they want a space where things are familiar.
Do you feel the same way about the Italian festival that happens in every city?
Well, here's a good example. So,
or St. Patrick's Day?
Well, there's no Irish neighborhood in Chicago. Little
Sure
Italy.
there is.
I mean, there's some remnant in Bridgeport.
Yeah. It's important to note that, like, I'm not trying to get into a shouting match here, but like, as a family coming from a family who did leave Philadelphia in the 60s because of black migration from the South after the Civil Rights Act was passed, there was a sort of like mass flight of white people into the suburbs, and that kind of led to a homogenization of different cultures because they rushed so fast to build these like identical strip mall suburbs that it was very hard to maintain cultural bonds that made different European and white neighborhoods unique around like the 1950s and before. So I feel like the mass suburbanization is also a big factor that led to those like cultural bonds breaking.
Yeah, but why did that happen? I mean, a lot of the suburbanization is because of the race riots in the 1960s. People moved out because of the violence. My grandfather was in the National Guard in Chicago when, after MLK got assassinated, the whole West Side burned to the ground. Yeah. People didn't want to be around that anymore.
Why were the riots?
MLK Jr. was assassinated.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so does that justify burning down the city?
No, I didn't say it justifies it, but it sure justifies an enormous amount of the anger, the same kind of anger that you feel about being left out, the same kind of anger that you're expressing right now about the idea that you're culturally irrelevant, that you don't have a place in society. Imagine if you were a 26-year-old black man in 1968 and saw your hero be assassinated.
I saw Trump get shot in the ear and
did he?
And I saw Charlie Kirk get shot, and I didn't see any cities get burned down. It's funny how
I think it's a very, very, very different thing. I think
how is that different? Charlie Kirk got shot in the neck.
Yeah.
And liberals celebrated all over social media by Tyler Robinson.
Yeah. Who is what?
Who is some liberal guy.
He is?
Mm-hmm.
What,
he's got a transgender boyfriend.
Does that make him liberal? Because he's transgender? Because he's gay?
Well, because he's got a transgender boyfriend, yeah, I think so.
It makes him liberal.
I think he was liberal, yeah.
Okay. Well, he didn't come from a liberal family. He didn't come from a liberal enclave. He didn't come from a liberal background. He's not a minority. He was a Mormon, correct? And grew up in a Mormon household. And he went to a largely Mormon college. And he ended up committing an act of violence, according to the FBI and the authorities in Utah that charged him. How does that in any way compare to what we're talking about? I'm not justifying the violence that occurred after the death of Martin Luther King. But you're saying that person, this Tyler, whoever his name is it was as disenfranchised as the African-American community in 1968 in inner cities?
Well, the question is who we want to live around.
I'm not living around blacks. Sorry. I want white kids, and I don't want my white kids bringing home black people to marry.
And
nigga, you ain't gonna have no kids. You'll get ass like a little Frodo ass nigga. And the fact that you say that even if you have kids, your white kids, they gonna fuck with niggas. And you with niggas on the low key too, while you sit up here talking.
60s, the West Side burns down. We don't want to live around that. We don't want to live around a city that's burning down.
That's not when the white flight happened.
It is. It was a big response to it. Absolutely.
100% not. You make these historical connections that don't exist. Part of it was potentially, but before that, what Mayor Daley did is made Chicago the most segregated city in the entire United States, other than Boston. When you would come from the South to Chicago, African Americans from the South, blacks in the South coming to Chicago would say that Chicago was twice the level of segregation and racism that occurred in the South. And so it wasn't as if you're coming into a situation in which you're feeling in any way enfranchised by the community and the situation that you're in. And
he might be a crackhead, but Hunter Biden know his shit. you know, he's definitely representing his father. Somebody been in politics for a long time. And then on top of that, many people looked at Joe Biden and said he's anti-black because of the crime bill. But that crime bill was to protect the elder black people, while the younger black people, and then all the way today, look what it turned and transitioned into. But at that particular time, it was about the elder black people, the black people that migrated from the South to the Chicago's for a better way out and have to deal with crime and so forth. So I fucks with Hunter Biden. I mean, he's still a crackhead. He's still all of that other shit. Niggas say he got the Monster Energy can tattooed on his back.
As many people left simply because of the idea that someone was black moving into their neighborhood, as the violence that occurred after the assassination of Martin Luther King. So the numbers actually, pre-1968, when King was shot, you had more people leave the city because of the desegregation, because of the 1964 Civil Rights Act, than you did after the riots.
I think that's just not true. I think that
And you know what's so crazy is no matter how much intellect Hunter Biden speaks to Nick Fuentes, this motherfucker still gonna have the same sentiments and say the same shit. So why even talk to a motherfucker like this? Somebody like this need to be euthanized.
race riots were a huge driver of white flight to the suburbs. I think it's just dishonest to say that's not the case.
Okay, so what's your point about all this?
Well, we're talking about where people want to live.
Yeah, I know. So like what in 2026?
Well, okay, how about in 2020 when Minneapolis burned to the ground? Or how about in the summer of 2020 in Chicago?
Minneapolis didn't burn to the ground.
It didn't?
No. I mean, there were
BLM didn't destroy dozens of
If you guys need a physical witness to what happened in Minneapolis, there were many structures that burned to the ground. Not the city, but there was, I would say, between 40 to 50 buildings off of Lake Street in the south side that did burn to the ground. But most of the city was intact, but it was quite an intense situation.
People don't want to live around that. People don't want to live around that. You know, in Chicago, it rolled on into the summer, and it wasn't, you know,
But it was white people, and we just see a lot of white people doing it. Even when BLM, Black Lives Matter, happened here in LA, and I was on Hollywood Boulevard, millions of people, because ain't nobody got nothing else to do. Is either you stay inside, motherfuckers ain't jobs shut down, everybody collecting unemployment, nigga. It was like a party out this bitch. Black Lives Matter. It was mostly white people out there, motherfucker. And every time we looked up to see who was burning the buildings, who was spray painting graffiti, breaking into the fucking stores, it was white people. But for some reason, like the mainstream media have black people jumping out of the fucking stores and shit, stealing stuff, when white people the ones who broke into that shit and violated. It was us niggas saying, hey, what the fuck are you doing? Don't do that. And then we telling other niggas, hey, don't follow behind them because they got all black on. And there, when we see them white, we see they fucking white skin underneath these black glasses and the ski mask, and they're trying to set you up because you're identifiable. And they're not. The only thing they're in is all black. So they're going to associate that all blackness with your skin color, not them. These motherfucking intact, they call them Antifa. Antifa be the main people going around blowing up shit and breaking into these buildings and stuff like that. Niggas ain't even got the resources to carry around no fucking shit that do that all the time. White people do that shit. Even back then, I wasn't even alive. I'm willing to bet you it was white people antagonizing these riots and shit. Just to have something to live for, which is to go against black people.
Say the anger of the oppressed and the disenfranchised.
So
they were looting. They were looting and carjacking. The criminals.
Right.
Are you saying that the problem with the 26...
Right, leaving piles of bricks out. They did that shit during the Watts riots too. How did guns get into the black community? The CIA went and took trucks and loads of them bitches there and dropped them off in the hood. Dead ass, leave niggas alone and we will prosper. Fuck wrong with you, nigga. We stuck in a state of confusion and chaos because that's the way that these people that are in power wants it. They're playing these games. They're playing these Machiavelli type of fucking games with niggas because really and truthfully, if they're not playing this game, then we can see who they are for what the fuck they are. Weak as fuck. And I'm not just saying about white people. I'm just saying about anybody. Like, niggas online mess with me. And I'm like, don't give them a reaction. Because they necessarily depend on your reaction. Or if you start explaining yourself, then that's a good enough reaction. You're reacting. Dead ass, literally.
Year-old white kid living in suburbia outside of Chicago, and his feeling of being disenfranchised is because there was looting and rioting in Minneapolis by black people, and it's black people that are doing it.
Yeah, I mean, the problem with Austin Metcalf was that he got stabbed in the neck at a track meet, and the problem with our city in Chicago is that the Magnificent Mile is gone, Water Tower Place is gone because of all the crime.
Nick, and the problem with an entire generation of African Americans is that they've been getting killed by cops for decades.
That's
what are you
just
talking
not
about,
true.
Nick?
Because they commit crime. And listen, it's not
Nick.
What?
That's not true. It's not true. Are
it
you saying
is.
that police brutality as it relates in racism in the police force, in the way in which police treat African Americans? Nick, you could grow up here like I did between Wilmington and Philadelphia. And if you were a black dentist and you lived in Wilmington and you commuted to Philadelphia, the chances of you being pulled over by a state trooper, either Delaware or in Pennsylvania, are about 50 times that would be if it was a white guy. 50 times. And so what you're trying to tell me is that the problem in America right now is that a 26-year-old white kid who lives in suburban Chicago doesn't feel like he has access because he's been canceled or he's been woke. And the problem is black people.
I didn't say the problem's black people.
Well, you just did, Nick. You just said
the problem is crime. And we know who's doing the crime in Chicago. The carjackings, shootings, teen takeovers. We know why there's no business on the Mag Mile anymore. And it's because they steal cars, they drive them through windows. And listen, black people are some of the biggest victims of the black crime. We're not allowed to talk about it because of the racial
What do you mean you're not
dimension.
allowed to talk about it? We're talking about it right here. You have a platform in which millions of people listen to you, Nick.
Well, after Elon had to buy Twitter and open it up. It wasn't like that before. I was banned from everything for many years. So no, you weren't allowed it. You're right. We can talk about it now, but that's only because the good guys won.
Hey, what's up, guys? There's something I forgot to tell you about. We also just launched our own streaming platform called C5.now. We have 5 films on there right now. Film nominating lifelong profile featuring tons of our
left out, that feel they don't have a shot at the American dream, is because of black and brown people, because of Mexicans, because of Venezuelans, because of Haitians, because of, it's all these other, Nick, with you. It seems to me, and I've listened to a lot of this stuff, it's always them. We need to build a wall. Where's the wall, Nick? He never built the wall. Why'd you vote for him in 2020? Why'd you vote for him in 2024?
Right. I didn't vote for him in 2024.
Okay. My point being is that whenever you identify your problem as being something that is other, that you can point to, that's a minority, that is a group of people, that's the Jews, I mean, before, remember, all of us, it was the Irish Catholics who were committing the crime, who weren't allowed into bars, who weren't allowed into, because you know why? Because they were dirty, poor, non-Europeans. They were Irish. Every time it's wrong. Every time history has proven that to be wrong in the United States of America. Every time. Inclusion has been our greatest strength. Diversity has been our greatest strength. And I hear you talk about this idea of white culture. What fucking white culture are you talking about, man? What
Shakespeare, Dante, Mozart. We're in Philadelphia, the founding fathers.
Yeah.
That's your white culture.
How about the Count of Monte Cristo? Would you consider that part of our white culture?
Sure.
Okay. Well, it was written by a black man in France in the 1700s.
In a milieu of European civilization.
So what?
You're picking out one example. It really
I'm not
is.
just picking out one example.
It really is.
Nick.
Listen.
Nick, I'm not. I really am not.
Hey, guys, I think we're reaching what's called a rock in a hard place. Let's talk about Israel.
I mean, white culture necessarily depended on black culture. Black culture transcends white culture and make it entertaining, honestly, like to a different degree. I'm not discrediting Mozart or anything, but let's look at something even more modern with Elvis Presley. Who knows? Mozart probably stole his shit from some niggas. Elvis Presley stole his shit from niggas. Dead ass. Even Eminem knew that when he came out as the first white rapper. He specifically rapped and said that he is the next Elvis Presley to do black music so selfish and get rich off of it, nigga. Like, black people are the validators of culture norms. We are the validators. Even if white people's hijacking some shit that we demonize, we're gonna look at that on somebody white and say, oh, that's so cool. Oh my gosh. If I got a slash in my eyelash, that's gang related. If Charlie Puth get it, now all of a sudden he can sell some records because he wasn't selling none before that. Like, I think that this whole planet needs to understand the importance of black people and how we are the energetic force and how we transcend shit. That needs to be understood, appreciated, and not exploited. And it's heavily exploited. Hollywood would not fucking exist as is if it wasn't for the exploitation of black culture. Let's be real. Like, I love watching movies. I love watching stories and TV shows. Look at, for instance, the TV show The OA. That's a TV show. Unfortunately, got canceled after 2 seasons. I don't know why, because that's one of my favorite TV shows. But there was no black people in the first season. And then in the second season, it just had a token, and he wasn't even needed. That could have been all white, all whatever. Just great content is great content is what the fuck I'm saying. And oftentimes, more times than not, black people, we got the best fucking content. It's more entertaining. It's more chaotic. It's interesting. Okay? The fuck? Let niggas learn how to fish their own crabs and lobster like the white people. We wouldn't give a fuck about going on your boat, and it wouldn't be novel. We're by our own and do our own thing. So what I'm saying is certain skills and certain trades like financial literacy that has been deprived from black people to put us in a codependent relationship with white people in America. That's fucked up. I'm just one person. I say everything that I was lacking as far as knowledge as far as skills in my fucking life, I'm gonna teach it to my kids. No, hopefully my kid won't look at me like I'm being forceful about anything, but my kid needs to know what the fuck I don't know so they can live a better life than I did. You know, and it's another thing. Nick always talking about black crime. I personally feel like everybody should be mandated to take anger management classes, a certain amount before they get out of middle school, and then a certain amount before they get out of high school. You won't have to worry about no fucking crime. You won't have to worry about people falling into peer pressure and shit like that. But no, that's too positive. They rather put Turning Point USA chapters in our schools to force religion and to force Jewish ideology down our throats and opposed to some life skill shit like anger management class. Let's mandate that. Let's really help these kids out. Let's really give them a fighting chance to be able to understand some shit that's basic to us or basic so that you can live and thrive, nigga. Why'd I need to go to JRTC? Why'd I need to go to boot camp to learn how to tie 9 different knots? That shit need to be mandatory. And it's not necessarily about just learning that skill. It's basically exercising the muscle to learn something new and apply it. Like, you can't go out there and play football without knowing the basics, without training and without practicing. So why the fuck do we need to stretch our brain on critical thinking skills based upon what you want us to learn, opposed to being critical thinkers about basic, simple life skills that's gonna help us grow and build in our own personal life, not just a extracurricular life and a career path, but just something so personal and dear to you, some skills and trades that you need to learn every fucking day. The black kid does not get that at home, and the school don't fucking teach us. That's the biggest difference between black and white in America. White folks teach them skills, hunting skills, how to shoot, how to snorkel, to catch crabs and lobsters. Why niggas don't know how to do that. So why niggas is spending $100,000+ I'm just hypothetically speaking. Like, I could save that money if I know that skill. I don't have to hire you to do it. I mean, there's hard labor skills that AI and robots and shit cannot duplicate that I feel like we as black people need to learn. That way you don't have to worry about being 10 steps behind. Money ain't everything, bitch. Money come and go. You're behind because you're lacking skills. You're lacking a certain amount of knowledge. You're lacking a certain amount of moralities and life compass skills to take you on to the next journey. Things that I learned when I was 8 years old, it was necessary for me to learn that because it made me who I am today. And then 20 years from now, I'm still going to take that same skill that I learned when I was 8 years old to make me an even more better person. And we don't get that shit. We always playing catch up on these basic skills, basic life lessons, basic things. And then most importantly, well, most destructive is, as a black community, nigga, we take our problems out into the world. We take our issue out with each other and go tell the whole community, go tell the whole world, and don't give a fuck. And white folks sitting there looking and like, oh, y'all bad people. When they getting graped on and abused and color purple type of shit happening to them, they just don't go out and tell the whole fucking world, especially not black people. The white community and our families and shit know what's going on, but we're not going to open our mouth to nobody that don't look like us and outside of our community. Niggas, we boastfully do that shit. Cry tears and think that they're there to help us when really they there to fucking manipulate us. Look what's happening to Nolan Wells' mother. How Ashley Cole texted her before she posted on Facebook to try to control the narrative and try to convince her to believe her story and to not make an issue out of how her son got unalive, or even the mayor of Mississippi. These people are controlled opposition, and we need to be in a position to where we got control of ourselves. It should not be novel in 2026 for a nigga to go snowboard, for a nigga to know how to snorkel and go catch your own crabs and lobsters, for a nigga to know how to tie so many knots, for a nigga to have basic survivor skills. If the lights go out and yeah, we can survive because we're used to having little. Motherfuckers, we used to lighting candles and being in the dark because our parents was fucking broke. But can we actually go out into the world and find shit and start a fire without a lighter? with just some fucking rocks, some twigs, and some sticks. Do you know how to survive like that? Dead ass. Like, I know it sounds far-fetched because, you know, this is not caveman time, but my whole point is, why the fuck are we lacking those skills? Things that have been here before you was born is something necessary. The light bulb, producing light, is a technology that transcended time. Like, and this goes to me like being an actor, right? Like, there's certain facts you have to get from scripts. What time period? Oh, this is in 1980s, and this side this guy is acting. You don't act the same. Different politics, different wardrobe, different mindset, different things have happened in the world that was not relevant in the 80s, or what was relevant in the 80s is not relevant now. And so cognitively, you have to go back to that time. And I like to compare that to the real world to tell you guys that there are certain traits and certain skills that have and will always transcend time that we as a community do not value and appreciate the opportunity to actually learn those things. We have gotten so fucking lazy. And I feel like right now we just take advantage of basic shit and learn basic shit. You never know how that's gonna come to save your life one day. Oh, you're going to pick up your phone and ask ChatGPT? Get the fuck up out of here.
Respond to this because you're telling me I'm always blaming the other.
No, Nick, for real. Here's the thing, is that the way that you talk and throw out these historical facts, which, by the way, aren't fucking facts.
Again,
ones aren't facts. Well, as it relates
look
to...
at Nikki, peer counseling. I remember that. They even took DARE out of school. Drug, abuse, resistance, and education. They took that out of school. So now these niggas in Chicago, they drilling. They smoking on Tuka. You know, they doing lean and shit because they didn't have the DARE class to teach you about the legal consequences, the social economic consequences, peer pressure. These are things that I learned through a DARE program in school. They took that shit out of school. Want me to tell you why? Because they realized that kids who understood and took part in the DARE program understood don't do drugs. We want the crime rate to increase by 2025. So we need to take this shit out of school right now. So these kids are not educated. We need them to go on the block and not be familiar with peer pressure and not be familiar with what is this and what's the consequences so that they can actually do it and fall into a cycle of drug abuse, of violence, of crimes. Literally, DARE program is why I kind of stayed clear. And that, nigga, I was like fucking 8 years old. I'm a grown ass man and I still remember everything in the DARE program. And not only that, the teacher made it fun and made me like her. So I would never forget what she taught me. They don't want none of that shit. Peer counseling, all that shit is gone. They just want a cycle of confusion from school to prison pipeline, all this shit. The population increasing. We need to keep the prisons full. So in order to keep the prisons full, we don't take the DARE program out. Don't teach them anger management classes. Take critical race theory out because we don't want them to cry about our white supremacy and recognize different point of views of what is and cannot be considered racism. Fuck that. Black Americans don't want to listen. Let's replace them with Africans who are used to being indoctrinated in the system of racism and not complaining about it. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and put them in charge of the NAACP. Dead ass, nigga.
The Civil Rights Movement in 1968, and the reason why we're out in the problem that we're in is because the Civil Rights Act passed in 1964. Dr. Martin Luther King was killed and shot by a white racist, white supremacist in 1968 on a balcony of a motel. That's the root of our trouble, because an entire people that have been disenfranchised and enslaved for over 400 years.
We're sick of hearing about that, though. It's 2026.
You may be sick of hearing about it, but you know what? They aren't. And I'll tell you what, Nick, here's the other thing.
Get over it. It's America.
Okay, but Nick, you can say stuff like that, okay, without having to say it like that. And
that's not how it started, though.
This is a legitimate argument, but
Nick, Hunter, what do you guys make of the concept of community collapse? Have you guys heard of this?
No.
So it's got nothing to do with race, it's got nothing to do with money.
This is so refreshing to see Hunter Biden actually have this conversation, because I'm tired of having the same conversation with the same people and getting nowhere. At that point, I'm like, nigga, I'm finna get the fuck out of my face, you know? But it's very, refreshing to hear him talk like this. Like, you can be forgiven if you show that your character have improved or if you stand on principle. And I think what Hunter Biden is doing is pretty much, I wouldn't say he's pandering to the black community. I would say that, Like the black community is like, yeah, he's actually right. So fucking what? He was a crackhead. My mama, my cousin, not my mama, I'm just saying in general. But you've had family members in your life that was crackheads and struggle with addiction. He went and got help for it. Now he's reinventing himself in the likeness of his father, who advocated and claimed to be black. Said, you're not black unless you vote for Joe Biden. Hunter didn't say that, but those sentiments carry over to his rhetoric and the way we look at him. So it's very refreshing. I don't know if Hunter's playing a game, if he's trying to advocate for a political position and know that he's going to do that and just doing this interview to win black people over so that he can take advantage of, remember that time when I said this to Nick Fuentes? I don't fucking know. But right now, all I know is Hunter Biden definitely has my ears and have me listening and make me feel like, at least somebody white is getting it and actually has a platform to be able to speak on behalf of what the fuck we've been saying to this fucking white racist. Nick Fuentes is going to cower if you come to him. When he was out doing IRL with Sneeko and Andrew Tate and them, he was like in the fucking corner with no social skills and nothing to say. Then got back on his platform and started dissing Sneeko. Why you didn't say this shit to his face, bro? So he's a little bitch.
This is kind of a crazy stat. So in 2019, before COVID, 76% of Americans said they were part of an in-person community that gave them some kind of value. After COVID, and this year, it was 19%. So I think that politics and race aside, one of the biggest issues is the collapse of social bonds, third spaces, communities, in-person engagement, which comes with loneliness, more time online, and more division. I understand. I feel like you guys aren't going to agree. I want to talk about what you guys think can be done on an individual and community level to stop people from hating each other and to create more belonging and engagement.
Well, number one, I think this. Okay, for real.
Podcasting.
No, not podcasting. This discussion. For me to be able to sit down with someone who I so vehemently disagree with and find some kind of common ground.
I mean, guy at home who's watching this on his phone just thinking, I wish I could go outside, but I don't know anyone.
Okay, well, here's what I'm talking about. It's all about connection. It is all about actually connecting with people. And I'm not talking about digitally connecting with people anonymously online. I'm talking about actually going out and connecting with people. And I don't have an answer to that. I don't, any of us. We are look, man, I just think that you are targeting the wrong problem, Nick. I think that our biggest problem right now doesn't have to do with this cultural divide or racial divide or religious divide or the idea that America is becoming less white or culturally relevant anymore. I think our biggest problem is literally an oligarchy that is inflaming every single division that we have. And by the way, and they're out for you, man, just as much as anybody else.
Why not agree?
So those platforms that we talk about that you're not allowed to be on because Elon's out on the platform. Elon doesn't give a shit about anything other than one thing. Money.
Real quick.
Money. It's his money.
I don't necessarily even agree with that.
Okay, well, you may not agree with that because you don't want to piss off Elon Musk.
Elon doesn't even like me, but I just disagree.
You're talking about the oligarchy, right? Like these billionaires, right? Like the goal of corporate capture of these industries is community collapse. They are trying to engineer things to make it antisocial. They want to eliminate every single small business. They want to make everyone a single person shopper, no carpooling, like to be a lonely consumer who only buys things for themselves online and doesn't talk to anyone in real life. That's what they want in real life. Like all this data center shit, like everything they're doing is in a way trying to break up in-person engagement. And I feel like for you guys, it might be hard to answer because both of you guys are what they call like controversial public figures. Like there's places that you, like in 2018, if you were to go to a dive bar in, let's say, Poplar Bluff, Missouri, you would have been in danger. You know what I mean? At that time. For you were in danger physically.
Listen, y'all, I'm going to drop the link to this interview because I got some other stuff to do. But I do want to go back to who was that left it in the chat? That was Nikki said the Hunter Biden pipe in bed. He's never gonna live this down, bro. He's never, ever gonna live it down. This goddamn pipe in his mouth and he fell asleep. But at the end of the day, I'm a man, especially as black people, we have to be open to giving people second chances because we want the same for us. I would hate for somebody to judge me based on my past, and I'm saying, hey, I'm a different person, and I still can be a valuable person in society, and don't judge me for that. Or when you do judge me for that, I can tell you a story about overcoming X, Y, and Z. Now, if Hunter Biden is secretly still getting fucking high, people gonna feel like he playing in our face, but are we? There's nobody white connected to no president, not even Barack Obama, who truly is out there advocating for the true authentic history of black people and the racial divide in America like Hunter Biden so far. So I can give him a second chance. You know, I don't give a fuck if he's trolling or not. If Hunter Biden says, I'm going to run for president, I think he would actually have a fair chance at being a Nepo baby in politics. And also, we voted a convicted felon in the White House. Somebody who's trying to and want to abolish the Constitution to the point to where they want to run for a third term. I think Hunter Biden is probably a big contender. He's probably the only legitimate, true contender especially coming from the Democratic side, to actually run against Donald Trump. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. At this point, I'd rather have a crackhead than a nasty pedophile we got in there. That is true. That like, oh, you're a convicted felon. You're on the Epstein files. You fucking butt broke. You're doing everything Benjamin Netanyahu and Israel wants because they know the truth and they're helping conceal the fact that you're connected to Epstein. They keep waving that shit in your face to threaten and intimidate you so that you can keep on giving them what they want. I do know fucking one thing, that if Israel has went into Lebanon, okay, you can try all that shit over there. But if Israel go into Turkey, which is the last spot for them to claim total domination of the Middle East, then it's going to be fucking problems. Okay? I have never been to Israel, but the shit that I see makes me not want to go. They try to hide the fact that they didn't Gaza Strip people and disenfranchise a whole group of people who they felt like did not deserve land or position and wanted to get rid of them to expand, but we supposed to feel bad about the Holocaust, some shit that happened way before I was born. No, let's talk about now. Anyways, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I got to get going or else I'm going to finish watching that interview and come back and do a part 2 to that. I'm going to be watching Hunter Biden very, very closely just so that you guys know. God, please bless America. And I think people are looking forward to it. It's not a coincidence that Hunter Biden came out here and started on the podcast and going at some of the biggest conservatives with the little ass boy with a big ass mouth like Nick Fuentes with the midterms coming up. I think he's playing his part. I think he's doing it right. It's strategic, which is what anybody in a power position or desires to be in a power position should do. So Hunter Biden is on my fucking radar from here on out. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I got to go party. Love you, love you, love you. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be televised.
What is in your life's blueprint?